the alternative is just sitting and doing nothing, or just giving up, or just giving up and doing nothing. I mean, that doesn't sound appealing to me. I mean, and that's kind of my attitude in a creative pursuit, or and in even in bigger things like political change or something like that, where it's like, oh well, this is hard and things are it's okay. Well, the alternative is doing nothing. The alternative is giving up. Does that sound good to you? Because if it does, freaking do it. If it does, give up. Just give up if that's what you want, and all power to you if that's what you want. But to me that sounds really freaking boring. And the world is too big and exciting, despite all its flaws. It's too big and exciting to allow it to become boring. So, I mean, I think it's that Harvey Danger song, Flagpole Sitta, and it's very short and sweet, but I think it's very true. If you're bored, then you're boring.
Hello and welcome to Flowering Creativity bonus content. Today I have more with Ron Placone. Thank you, everybody. You are patrons. You guys are the ones that are helping us by sharing your time and treasure with us and fueling our shows so that we can grow. And so this is for you guys. What do you want? You have anything you want to say to your patrons, Ron?
Hello.
All right. Very in-depth hello. So, when embarking on a project, Ron, do you pre-plan the endeavor or do you simply kind of follow where your intuition leads you? How does that look like for you?
Ooh, that's a good question. I guess it depends on the endeavor. I mean, some of them are very much like, this is what I'm gonna do. And I kind of know like what I want, and the course of action I'm gonna take. Others, like, they sort of evolve, where it's like they start in one place, and they kind of like evolve into another place, and I just kind of roll with it.
Hmm.
So yeah, I guess both is the accurate answer to that. Because yeah, I mean, it happens in all ways. I mean, there's certain things like, or a certain project that somebody else proposed that I was involved with led to something else entirely that I'm doing. I mean, I've had that happen too. So
Hmm.
I just try to let it in.
Definitely. Any and all ways, all accepted. Definitely. Right on. Okay, so, you know, one of the things that's really difficult, and I mean, it was as an artist always, but especially without gigs, how do you promote your art to attain your goals?
Well, I still do stuff online, and that's probably the biggest thing. I mean, I still put out content online all the time. I did that before the pandemic, and I'll still do it, after and during. So that's, yeah, I mean, that's basically how I do that. I mean, it's just, not being able to tour is a big bummer. I mean, I miss that part of it. That's like the really, really fun part, where you get to go and meet the people who watch you online, basically. So,
Yeah, it's one of the best things of being an artist, musician, comedian, is to go out and share that energy with people, and yeah, it's one of the challenges that I've been having is, it's like if I do certain types of creative videos, right? Then maybe they're more popular, and then I have other ones that's more like what I want to do, or like what my guests want to do, and they're just not as popular with my current audience. But like if I don't make that other content, then like when people search for it, they won't see me coming up under it. You know what I mean? So just because
sure.
it might take a while to build it, you know what I mean? It's like a tree branching out. I mean, it takes a while for it to grow. And I really appreciate that. We just got to just keep on keeping on. And if the best avenue right now is online, then that's what we're doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Definitely.
exactly.
Okay. So, what advice do you have for someone who is starting their own creative business or endeavor?
Who? Be consistent, be thorough, and have fun.
Very, very, very short and sweet. I like it. You gotta have fun.
You do.
Yeah, it's if it's not fun, then what is it?
Well, if you're not having fun, no one else is. So, I mean, that's the kind of thing. Like if you're doing stand up and you're not having fun, no one else is either. If you're playing music and you're not having fun, no one else is either. If you're, I mean, there are times where maybe you're really concentrating, like maybe you're really wanting to hit that solo perfect, so you're kind of like really in your zone. But but you got to have fun, or the audience isn't either. And if you're having a creative endeavor, maybe you want to give music lessons like yourself. If you're just miserable, like just get this chord right, you loser. Like that's no one's gonna want to take lessons from you. So yeah, have fun is very important.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, I was doing a live stream earlier, and at first I went to do my first song, and there was nobody. I was just playing to an empty room. So in the back of my mind, it was like nagging. It was like, oh, is anybody here yet? Is anybody watching? Or am I just shouting down an empty hall again? And then by the time I came back, I had like 15 or 20 people watching, and then I
Hmm.
was really able to like. I did 15, or no, I did 12 songs. By the second song, I was really able to just lay back and just, yeah, I don't know. And the whole thing at the beginning, I mean, I'm self-critical, right? It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't like, and I was having fun, but it was like that level of like the fun cranked up to maximum hit from like the second to like to the end. It was great. Um, all right, I got one more question here for you, bud. In such uncertain economic times, how have you enabled yourself to stay creative and working while so many others are struggling?
Ooh, I mean, what's the alternative? I mean, for me, it's like what is? I mean, the alternative is just sitting and doing nothing, or just giving up, or just giving up and doing nothing. I mean, that doesn't sound appealing to me. I mean, and that's kind of my attitude in a creative pursuit, or and in even in bigger things like political change or something like that, where it's like, oh well, this is hard and things are it's okay. Well, the alternative is doing nothing. The alternative is giving up. Does that sound good to you? Because if it does, freaking do it. If it does, give up. Just give up if that's what you want. And all power to you if that's what you want. But to me that sounds really freaking boring. And the world is too big and exciting despite all its flaws. It's too big and exciting to allow it to become boring. So, I mean, I think it's that Harvey Danger song, Flagpole Sitta, and it's very short and sweet, but I think it's very true. If you're bored, then you're boring. I think that is very, very true, and a great life lesson to kind of carry with you. So yeah, I mean, the idea of stopping just never really. I mean, to me, it never really even surfaced. It was just more like, okay, this is what I'm dealing with now. I'm going to figure out how to adapt and, just manage it for as long as I have to, which I think it ended up being a lot longer than any of us would have thought. And we're still not quite out of the woods yet, knock on wood. But hopefully things are, will continue moving forward.
Right on. I mean, it's it's definitely been been difficult for me to continue. Just like the hardest thing for me is living with my wife and my brother-in-law and my daughter.
You got a
They're
cool house,
all
man.
extremely creative artists, but throughout the pandemic, they were really, really depressed. All three of them. And I had just finished my depression at the end when we left Florida and went on the vacation. I like recharged my battery. So I'm like flying high. I'm like, yeah, life is great. And then they're all like, "What are you talking about? This sucks," So the challenge for me in that way has been, to try to like be the fireplace in the house and like,
That's a lot, man. That's
sometimes
a lot of pressure.
sometimes they want to come near me and get warm, and then other
Sure.
times they want to stay far away from me and just be cool. But like, they know that I'm the fire, so like they don't come around me. Like my brother-in-law, like if he ain't in the mood for me, like we just have this understanding. He'll just go in his room and he'll just do his thing. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Because
totally, man. And
it's cool.
I mean, I guess like you mentioned, oh, they're very creative people, and so they've really been struggling through the pandemic, which is of course understandable. The one thing that I've really made the effort to do, like at the beginning, and I'm not saying I always succeed in this. There are times where I'm just like but I have been trying really hard, present day included, because again, we're not, we're still, dealing with this thing. Um, I've tried to focus on all of the things I can do instead of all the things I can't.
Yeah.
Like I can't tour. I can't physically do stand up. I can't, okay, I can write. I can create content online. I can practice guitar. I can, work on other, like creative online centric projects. I can write as many scripts as I possibly can. I can get outside and get some fresh air. I can get a lot of cat time. I can get a lot of beach time. I can, and so once you list all those things that you can do, you find out that even though it's not as ideal as when the world is totally open, it's still a pretty long list, enough to get you through. And that's what we're trying to do.
I love that. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Ron Placone, everybody. If you're not already patron, go to patreon.com/Ron Placone. Sign up, everybody. If you're not one of my patrons yet, patreon.com/Matthews Music Lesson Studio. Oh my God, that's way too much to type. I know. It's a lot. Uh, but you can type it because you love me, right? Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate you, Ron, for being here with me. Everybody, if you're not subscribed to him on YouTube, make sure you get your news on with Ron. I watch you all the time, Ron. I must
Thanks,
say,
buddy.
I'm silent. Like, I don't comment a lot, so you may not be familiar with me, on your videos, because you haven't been seeing me for years, but I swear I've been there for
Thanks,
years.
buddy.
I really appreciate you, man. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. Thank you.
Definitely. And we'll see y'all next time on Flowering Creativity bonus content.